Okay, you can tell that we're out of practice here because we just forgot to go live. Thank you to all of us who watching. Thanks to our boss BJ for giving us the nod that we forgot to hit the blue button. We are underway.
Well, in all fairness, partner, it's been a little while.
It has been a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It has been a bit.
It's just like what I kept saying when I was covering for Payola Sports Live on Tuesday. It's better late than never, right? Better late than never.
Exactly. So to kind of recap the competition, as Julie Parrish gets ready to send in the corner kick for the Chieftains. Chieftains are in a 2-0 hole. Bonner Springs has had a pair of goals in the 13th and the 10th and the 13th minute. And
there you go.
Again, now that we're on the air, Chieftains are starting to show life, and we've had good possession down here in the Bonner third. Romero getting ready to send in the corner kick, second in the match for Tongi. Curls into the crowd and comes out to Seba. Chip shot, but a little bit to the right. Falls out for a goal kick. And Jenna Knight and Charity Seaton with the goals for Bonner Springs. Knight with the first, dribbling in, had a one-on-one with Fickler. And the second goal was a free kick from about 25, 30 yards out. Went over the outstretched arms of Fickler. But, again, Chieftains have definitely recovered. Apparently they were waiting for us to go in the air before they started showing their their full talents there. As Chambers sets for a throw. And
now since they've officially made their debut on Tonganoxie Sports Live here in our coverage of spring sports, now it's time to turn it on.
Exactly. A couple of Chieftains checking in, Anna Tochtrup and Grace Slaybaugh checking in. Again, one of the things we talked about in the early going is the difference between high school and college will be interesting to see as the ball falls to the foot of Ashton Barnes, headed to Mid-American Nazarene next year. Is high school's got a lot of open subs, so you'll see a lot of the players coming in and checking in and out. And Barnes sends it forward.
Uh-oh.
And unfortunate for Catherine Wamwell, she's not able to get the touch on it to get around Rivers, because had Wamwell got a touch on it, it was going to be nothing but the back of the net there. And Bonner carrying forward out of the midfield. Hammerbacher runs into the wall, turns over. Romero looking for options, plays it out to the right, and fed forward to Wamwell.
Nothing but her and the goalie now.
Nice save there by Rivers as Wamwell tried to curl it around her right side, and then Wamwell whistled for foul there as she got tangled up with Gabrielle Klein in the penalty box. Clearance attempt only goes as far as Kylie Thomas. The ball fed forward to Romero, but a quick recovery by Seaton to come back to a Barnes with it on her foot. Stays with it, forces it right, sends it right to Heather Wamwell. Nice cut back by Wamwell.
At her
dribbling
loss.
in and tried the trail, but cut out by the defense as her trail attempt to Thomas was just on the foot, and Bonner on the counterattack now. Sanchez bringing the ball up the right side. Ball's played forward, but cleared out by Tongi. You throw in for Bonner Springs deep in the attacking third. Sanchez looking for options, and Hammerbacher coming over to share back into Knight. Oh, man, unfortunate there. Seaton able to put the ball up top, and Fickler just mistimed her jump on that, and Seaton knocks in her second of the night on the assist from Knight. Pun not intended at all, but works just the same.
Works just the same.
So again, Chieftains a little unfortunate on the counterattack goal there, as they've been looking solid in the offensive third, but as you hear the official coming near side to talk to the clock operator, is one of the things that does not change between college and high school is that the man in the middle is the official controller of the time, even though it's up here, and again, that's a big change from when I was in high school. Is when I was in high school, the man in the middle was still the official keeper of the time, but we didn't play in any fancy schools with scoreboards, so we always knew whatever was on his watch. But now with the scoreboard, you got to coordinate with the clock operator, and Parrish tries to find the throughway, but ball rolls forward to Rivers. Rivers' clearance settled by Knight, but turned over. Barnes with it, sends it up the line to Wamwell. Wamwell backs it out, sends a cross in, but not quite. A little bit too deep, as she's not able to find Heather, not able to find her sister Catherine on the cross. We're trying to clear it out, but Chieftains send it back in to attack. Wamwell again dribbling to the end line, and Rivers showing her experience as a goalkeeper. And again, one of the things we talked about before we were officially on the air, at high school, particularly at smaller schools, it's difficult to find players that are native goalkeepers. Again, you'll get a lot of players that are brave volunteers like Fickler, but not necessarily their natural position. But Rivers obviously showing that she's played it. Certainly, if not just at her high school, certainly at the club level. Coming out and sliding to cut that pass off, and a couple of subs checking in, one for each side, and Knapp throws the ball forward, but Chambers and Seba there to pressure Knight, and Romero puts the pressure on Graham, forces her to play it out of bounds. Chambers throw in, and Wamwell played it forward a little bit too hopeful, as the ball just rolled harmlessly into Rivers. Sanchez turns the ball over, and Parrish drops it back, and there's a foul whistled. Romero sets it and has a go, and pretty easy for Rivers to collect there. High booming kick, but Seba able to settle on a second touch. Ashton Barnes, see there in the midfield, trying to kind of direct traffic there from the traditional number 10 spot. And ball's turned out. Romero turns. Is forced to drop back, looking for options. Drops back to her defensive back line. It's played forward. Barnes collects it and shrugs off a physical challenge there. Ball finds Heather Womwell up the sideline, and then a miscommunication between Womwell and Romero is.
And she is still down.
Ashton Barnes not exactly a. You come back to check on her and do the sportsmanlike thing. Ashton Barnes, as you can see in that shot, has about a good 6 inches on Graham and a little bit of momentum, and we know Ashton, post player in basketball, and then sturdy presence there, so we know that she can manage there. And
yeah, she's sturdy and she's aggressive, and that's just by nature.
Yeah. And as you see the referee coming over to. Now, in fairness, I don't know that I saw the referee put up his hands on that one. On the goals, I know I've seen him, but I was watching the play up front, more so on that one. But so
at least he's polite about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they travel all over the state really, and they get folks that again. It's not as critical as basketball, and obviously, don't want to malign scoreboard operators because it's hard to find a scoreboard operator for soccer. No, I know this from college level, and again, if it's somebody that's not experienced and it's their first, second, or even third or fourth time doing it, it's kind of hard for them to think about. And at least this young man looks like he's definitely young, but he's got some experience. Trying to see if I can make out his badge on his pocket, see if he's.
You got your special goggles on.
I do have my special goggles, but they do not help in looking through the between glass condensation here. But again, trying to see if again, obviously I'm not sure if he's wearing a NYSOA badge. He probably should be since we're doing interscholastic, but. Again, young man looks fairly familiar, fairly in command of the contest. So I cannot imagine that he doesn't do some additional games at a higher level. Ball played into Knight. Drops back looking to reset. Ball goes out for a Bonner throw in. Before it's sent in, and ball's cleared out to the foot of Barnes. Barnes surveying her options, sends it forward, finds Parrish. Ball played into safety by Sydney Taylor. Parrish will hold on to it for a throw as Tongi getting ready to make a couple of substitutions here. Carpenter and Geiger stepping off. Stacia Johnson checking back in. Throwing forward. Cleared out by Bonner's number 24. And again, apologies, we don't have a name for that young lady. Kylie Thomas can't get a foot on it, and ball turns over, but only cleared out as far as the 30-yard line for Chieftains force another turnover, but nice work there by Johnson to stand tall and force the turnover, force Bonner to check back, but cleared out in the midfield. Knight with it, dribbling. Barnes giving chase. And nice positioning there by Fickler. She had the near post covered. Ball goes out for a goal kick out on the right side. See, been a little bit of miscommunication with her teammate there, but was able to find the ball back at the foot of Johnson. Johnson to Barnes. Barnes plays it out wide. Catherine Walmall dropping back, trying to recover, but not able to. Get control cleared out. And Chieftains play it forward and out at the Bonner bench for a throw-in. That ball, Walmall thought she had knocked it out, but it touched off of the Bonner midfielder, and Chiefs have a throw. And busy, a lot of traffic down the far sideline for both teams there, and Barnes plays the ball forward, and Parrish not able to give chase to that first because she was in an offside position, has to wait for her teammate to touch, and Thomas not able to give chase to it. Barnes shepherding right through midfield. Ball's played forward. Heskett collects, but turns the ball over to Knight. Knight dribbles through. Seba staying tall, forces the turnover. Barnes able to clear it, but only as far as Johnson.
Good defense recovery there.
Great work by Fickler to be in the right position there to collect that ball.
Another player down.
And we got a. Looks like we're going to have a foul whistled for Tonganoxie. Looks like number 24 committed the foul, but then wound up a little worse for the wear there. And Barnes sizing up her options. Drops hand, sends it in. Klein turns, and Thomas not able to put the shot on goal, but again, good work by Barnes sending the ball into a dangerous position. Bonner's Gabrielle Klein just kind of throwing her body out to try and block it, but not really doing anything positive with it, and Chieftains stay on it to recover. Clearance only out as far as Geiger. Back to Slaybaugh, and played out of bounds off a nap for Tongi throw-in. Seba with it, looking at options. Goes forward, finds Thomas, but fortunate not to get whistled for the foul throws. It looks like the ball kind of slipped out of the hands more than was intentionally spun. Fisher trying to find Wamwell up the left side, but not able to find the feet, but does collect the throw in, sends forward to Romero. Romero turns, plays a hopeful ball, but cleared out. Now back into the mix from Tongi, and McKenna Clam giving chase, but Rivers collects on the edge of the 18, and nifty move there by Barnes, taking out the top of her shoulder to find Seba, but unfortunately the turnover right there in midfield falls to the feet of Knight. Knight sends it forward. Fisher on the end of it, back to Knight for Bonner. And Fickler showing a lot of confidence there for a decidedly non-keeper to come out and challenge that one. Again, making the strong, safe play there, playing the ball out for a throw-in for Bonner.
Have you ever seen that except where the goalkeeper whiffed?
I played the fifth. No, I have actually done that myself, and let me tell you, it is just every bit as embarrassing as you think it might be. Graham with the ball, and Romero with the pressure forces the ball out for a Chieftains throw in. Romero looks, Barnes drops back, but short clearance by Chieftains. Forces Barnes to come back. And we're going to have a foul whistle as she was tripped up as she turned the corner. Again, Barnes had made the turn, was looking to go up the dribble the right sideline, but and Barnes's effort not to let Klein with it, and Knapp with the throw for Bonner. Seba tries to head out of the way and control, but ball falls at the feet of Knight for Bonner Springs. Cross cut off in the midfield. Clam plays it forward to Thomas. Romero falls for Barnes. Nice cutback from Barnes. Graham on there. Challenging pressures to Romero. Romero and Wamwell just offside there on the far side is trying to hold a run, and Sydney Taylor step back just a smidgen of daylight between Wamwell and Taylor as Romero played the ball forward. Up in the air, Thomas challenging forward. Barnes playing forward into a dangerous spot. Rivers able to put it out to Taylor on the sideline. And aggressive work there by Tongi, and dangerous spot there as Rivers was committed and not in no man's land, but ball was able to be cleared by the Bonner Springs back line. Great work there by Wamwell, giving chase all the way back from the 18 to force that, and Thomas will pick it up. Thomas falls just short of Romero. Barnes sends it in, and Rivers will trot over, collect it, and send a towering ball long, but only as far as Graham in the shallow midfield. Fisher ready to throw the ball in for Tongi, and Chieftains making a couple of subs as Catherine Wamwell and where'd she go? Looks like Grace Slaybaugh checking back in. Klein playing the ball forward, but not able to find foot of her teammate, and rolls out of bounds for a throw in. Back Fisher sends it forward. Barnes putting in a lot of work. We've seen her in the attacking third. We've seen her dropping back into the defense as the ball pops loose and falls to the foot of Knight, and going to roll out for a goal kick. 30 seconds left in the half. Chieftains probably will be content to just set it down and kind of milk it for as much as they can. And of course, as soon as they say that, plays it out to Klein. Her shot collected by Fickler, and long clearance forward to Wamwell, and that's going to be the end of our first half as the Clock shows zeros. We're at halftime here in Tonganoxie. Chieftains trail 3-0. You're watching Tonganoxie Sports Live. We'll be back right after this.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. That's why they are continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie, like blast ball, safe sitter, summer theater, and more. Registration is now open for baseball and softball until April 2nd. For more information or to get registered, go to tongirec.org or call the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission at 913-845-3502.
Community-minded, community-strong. That's what you get with Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. A small-town feel with the best banking services, including great options on loans, checking and saving accounts, CDs, safety deposit boxes, and more. At Community National Bank, people don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. To learn more, check us out on Facebook at Community National Bank KS or visit communitynationalbank.net. Go Chieftains!
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Welcome back to Beatty Field here in Tonganoxie, Kansas. John Roshko alongside Dylan Funk. Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Community National Bank in Tonganoxie. Community-minded, community-strong. Community National Bank is a small-town bank with big-time capabilities. For a full range of banking services, visit Community National at 231 North Main Street or online at communitynationalbank.net. And actually, if we swing the camera to the left, we will see our halftime sponsor right there. Up on the branch, up on the building up by the scoreboard.
There they are.
Yeah, there we go.
I have a monitor right in front of me. Why am I looking at the computer?
Hey, it's been a minute, but again, thanks to the support from Community National Bank, Kansas Insurance, and all of our sponsors. Again, we've been honored to bring you Chieftains athletics throughout the 2020-2021 school year. Again, great community spirit. As I've shared multiple times on both football and basketball broadcast, I came in to this broadcast not knowing a lot about the town, not knowing a lot about the school and the history, but I've really fallen in love with this community. Again, nothing against the community. My wife and I are very happy with our school district here, and but I could see myself, moving out here. It's a nice place.
And if you're falling in love with it, and during the pandemic, you should see it when all this is over, because it is amplified.
Absolutely,
just as much.
Absolutely. Again, definitely we'll have to, stick around next year and see how things go. Halftime show again. Chieftains in a decent sized hole here. Again, Tonganoxie trailing 3-0. Knight and Seton have kind of been the scoring for Bonner Springs. Seton with a pair of goals, Knight with the first goal, and Knight with the assist on the second goal. But again, Tonganoxie showing a lot. They've been showing a lot of promising threats there at the end of the second half. Again,
as soon as we went on air,
pretty much. We flipped the switch. They flipped the switch. Again, but it's one of those things that, having been on a number of teams of varying skill levels, throughout my career, I've been on a couple of teams that were really, really, I'm not gonna say not good, but not good. No, I mean, just a team with a lot of, not a lot of experience, not a lot of, not a lot of experience playing the game, and then that kind of, looks a lot like Tonganoxie here. Great work by Michael Barnes, keeping the squad positive, keeping him motivated. Again, one of the things we touched on in the pregame, and as I look, the score lines have not been the most flattering for Tongi, but the energy that the girls are showing is still amazing. Seeing Romero and Barnes, doing the back-to-back, box-to-box midfield work, and seeing the team that's kind of showing flashes of skill. And again, I've been in a lot of places where the sports that aren't as popular in the community, it's a struggle to find somebody to play at the high school level. And again, a lot of respect for these young ladies as they continue to threaten and look really good.
And as we talked earlier too, a lot of these ladies out here for both teams, as a matter of fact, a lot of multi-sport athletes. Saw something from volleyball in the fall and basketball this past winter. Now they're back out here in the spring. So
absolutely. Again, touch on obviously Ashton Barnes. The kind of stand as we talked about. Her going to Mid-American Nazarene. Pioneers are getting a good one in that young lady, but Reagan Seba playing, basketball and then kind of switching out to soccer, and Julia Parrish, Macy Geiger. A lot of players I recognize there, and then looking at the Bonner Springs roster, seeing a lot of Mercedes Madlock, Lauren Tinberg, seeing a few names, Jasmine Graham, that we recognize from the basketball court, and seeing them playing the multiple sports for their schools and for their community. It's something great to see. Whereas a lot of times in the bigger schools you see the specialization. You'll see players they'll play their marquee sport and then they'll play with their club team. Like again for soccer, we'd see Barnes playing for the school, but then also playing, kind of focusing on indoor soccer and travel in the fall. But again, obviously Barnes was not doing that. She was doing hard work on the basketball court. We talked about her, suffering a broken nose and then coming back a couple games later to finish out the season. It's great to see that kind of mentality, the multi-sport mentality here at the.
And that's what really separates a community like here in Tongi. I think that's what you love so much, is that it's kind of everybody's involved. It's not just one person doing one thing. Everybody contributes to everything. Yeah,
I mean, and you trade it off the success for the involvement, and a lot of times, frankly, the involvement is more engaging because you see a lot of larger schools where the kids, the parents for each student or for each sport aren't the same. The students are there. The students are always there because we're high school students. We know better. I speak we because I was we.
I was we like 2-3 years ago too. So I get it.
It's been many more years than the 2 or 3 for me. But then the parents and the vibe doesn't come out there. But again here you see it. You see the same parents here and all the time, and so it's great. Anyway, we got about a minute left for the kickoff. Teams are kind of hanging out on the side. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for more second half soccer action right after this. You're watching Chieftains Soccer on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission understands that the benefits of recreation are endless. That's why they are continually working to develop programs for all the residents of Tonganoxie, like blast ball, safe sitter, summer theater, and more. Registration is now open for baseball and softball until April 2nd. For more information or to get registered, go to tongirec.org or call the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission at 913-845-3502.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Welcome back to the second half. John Rochwell alongside Dylan Funk. The Chieftains and Braves both back out on the field. Center referee talking to head coach Michael Barnes. Not sure what they're talking about. Again, my fancy glasses would help me read lips if they're on this sideline, but that's a little far. Now, I will say Tongi did kind of come out of the locker room just a little bit late. Obviously, we went to break about minute left on the clock, and then expired, and so again, not sure what we have here, but looks like no harm, no foul, and we are underway here in the second half. Romero plays back to Barnes, back to Romero. It's forward, Wamwell with it. Tries to find Romero, but a little off mark, goes to the foot of Seaton. Seaton to Knight. Reagan Sieben, nice cut off there on that pass. Heather Wamwell playing the ball up into space. Bonner able to recover and play forward. I'm just say, looks like the 24 number is Graves, so we'll see if I can find a corresponding there. This ball is played on the far side, throw in. Romero turns, comes to Wamwell, plays forward. To Thomas, but Bonner's able to cut off the attack. Fisher shielding the ball back. Heskett playing the ball dangerously, but well played up front. Wamwell into Romero. Barnes looking for options. Back to Fisher. Chieftains playing kind of dangerous there and almost hurts them, but Graham a little heavy on the first touch, and Chieftains able to clear it away, but only as far as midfield as Graves comes away with it, and Taylor. Ooh. The ball was out of play as Heather Wamwell giving chase there. Throwing for Bonner Springs. Barnes steps in front of it. Romero plays it off of Hammerbacher. I just realized that the last name on the Bonner jersey is not the last name, it's the mascot, so much for that idea.
All these kids have the last name Braves?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I was gonna say, it looked like Graves with the ponytail, and Fisher's shoulder challenge off the ball, and Romero with it, looking for options, cuts back, plays it back to Barnes. Barnes switches it out wide, and Catherine Wamwell able to come away with it, and ball back to Barnes. Comes back to the left for Romero. Romero played forward and offside by just a touch. I was like, wow, okay, are we going to get that lucky? No. Again, talking about the between panes condensations I'm looking through kind of shielded the assistant referee's flag on the far side, but digress. Bonner plays off of Romero and out for Braves throw in. And okay, so we've got a foul instead as Barnes squares up and sends it. That one's not offside, and nicely played ball there to Macy Geiger, and her shot saved. Goal! Chieftains! Kylie Thomas with the goal there on the cleanup duty in the 18.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to need my hearing tomorrow. Anyway.
Nor is anybody else. Sorry. I should have warned you there, but I get a little into my goal calls here.
Hey, you know what? But that's the thing I love about soccer. It's always the announcers getting the juices going every goal. So.
Again, we talked about how Tongi had shown some life and some good threat there, and that was exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, been striking early
Barnes
on
with the great feed to Geiger. Geiger take a couple of good touches, put a ball low, hard for Rivers to handle. Rivers didn't make the save cleanly, and Thomas pounced on it to get the goal and pull Tongi back within 2. And Knight's pass to, I'm going to try and read through the ponytail there, pass to Mellett there. A little bit too far, and Chieftains will have a throw in. Barnes surveying her options, looking to go long, comes kind of dangerously in the middle, but cleared out by back line for Tongi. Klein with it and sends a hopeful shot, but over the football crossbar as well, and Chieftains will have goal kick. Thomas able to stand up on that, stand Knight up as Fickler's clearance attempt looked like she got her plant foot just a little bit too far back, and Fisher to Romero, plays it outside to Wamwell. Heskett out top to Chieftain midfield, but turnover Klein with it. Clearance attempt falls to the foot of Knight. She sends it out to Mellett. Mellett goes in line, but Cross not able to get anything in the air, and Fickler able to clear it out as far as midfield, and Romero giving chase, pressuring Braves, and pressure forces a throw in for Tongi. 3 subs checking in for Lady Chieftains. Stacia Johnson, Grace Slaybaugh, and I'm not sure who the third one was, but checking in ball. And good work by Thomas to try and clear the ball out, and great work from Fickler there. Again, showing a little bit more confidence than she was in the first half.
Indeed, yeah.
Coming out there, challenging, and get tangled up, but ball cleared out for the Braves throw in. have a sub coming in. It should be a little bit easier to manage. As Madlock checking in for Lucy Smith checking in for Bonner Springs. Romero gets ahead to it and unable to clear it all the way out. Knight sends it centered. Great work by Fisher to kind of shield and turn and try and play the ball out there for Tonganoxie. Ball falls to the foot of Knight. She sends it central and gets the ball back. And Mellett's shot, she's not able to get around on that one and skims harmlessly off the outside of her instep as opposed to the inside like she was trying. And Barnes will step back to key in the goal kick. Romero with it. Looking for help, drops back to Fisher. She plays it forward to Slaybaugh. Slaybaugh gets a touch, sends it up the left side line, and forces the ball all the way back to Bonner goalkeeper. Rivers' clearance only as far as Catherine Womwell, but turns the ball over. Barnes able to collect it for Tonganoxie. Barnes drops back to Shadow Knight, and Knight looking for a whistle there, but a good solid shoulder charge from Tongi defense to kind of knock her off of her run. And now that one, a little bit harder contact there between Fisher and Graham. It's whistled. Dangerous free kick, 31 yards out just on the left goal post for Fickler. Again, Romero and Barnes setting the wall, and nice work by Fickler, just standing and being in the right position and calm and collecting that, and then being smart on the distribution there, trying to, as you saw Bonner Springs jersey kind of in her hip pocket the whole way, being smart to kind of let traffic clear. And it's one of those things that, very, I've seen surprisingly often in, even at the professional level where you'd think goalkeepers should really know better, where, forward is just kind of meandering and not intending to interfere, but goalkeeper tries to play it out quick, and I've seen it on more than a couple of occasions where it's pinged off of the back of a attacker right into the goal. And again, great work by Fickler, just being patient, waiting for traffic to clear and getting her options. Klein turned over by Romero. Romero up the line to Slaybaugh. Slaybaugh looking for options, sends it central. Played forward by Thomas. Parrish again wisely holding off the run as she was offside, but Chieftains recover. Romero back to Thomas. Thomas's attempt left out, and we have a foul there. Not a very smart foul there to kind of hold up Graham as she was, coming out into clear air, as they say, and was going to have time to send the ball forward, but gives the Chieftains a chance to recover. Seba with it. Tries to play it up the line, but out for a Bonner throw. Seba again on Knight, and Knight able to get around Seba, but nice touch by Seba to just push the ball over the end line for a corner. Chieftains defense recover and get set for the set play, just the second of the match for Bonner. Klein again looks to hit the in swinger. Bonner goes short on the corner, and back to Klein, collected by Heskett, and ball rattles around and out for a goal kick. Chieftains bring in line change. Haven Carpenter nearest to us on the back line. One of the Chieftains that was checking into the match.
I'm calling flop.
It's one of those. Contact was not very strong, but it was there. Seaton and Romero get tangled up. I think it was Seaton. No, Graham and.
Looks like it was condensation.
It did look like condensation. Yeah, there we go. Being a dangerous shot, and nice work by Fickler there again. Knowing that she couldn't cleanly catch the ball, parrying it down and getting the good clearance on it again.
You can see her confidence starting to grow.
It's amazing how her confidence has grown as a goalkeeper just in the span of 40 minutes. Because the first couple of goals were, not. I won't say that they were easy, but they were, again, just a mistimed jump, and.
And the third, just right off her fingertips.
Yeah, but then the two saves she's made so far this half has just been amazing. Again, just solid positioning and great aggressiveness to clear the traffic in front of her. Again, making the smart move, because you're always taught as a goalkeeper, if a shot is rocketed to you and you're not 100% sure you can catch it, you either parry it down to your feet and then collect it, or punch it away. And in that case, she did exactly that. She gloves together right about head height and parried it down, and it spun out a little bit on the grass, or sorry, the turf from her. But again, she stayed with it and cleared the ball out of danger and kept it out of the back of the net. Reagan Seba clearing the ball out, and Chambers tried to save it before it crossed over into touch, but the senior assistant referee standing down at midfield waved his flag, and Romero physical on the challenge there, forcing a turnover, and Wamwell nice to Wamwell. Heather to Catherine, and Catherine played forward and not quite able to find the foot of Parrish, but a nice cut back there. Bonner drops back to Graham, and Romero and Graham get tangled up again. Referee plays advantage there as Parrish collects it, drops back to Barnes, plays it forward. Kylie Thomas with it at her feet now. Plays the ball forward. Draw back to Romero. Romero with a nice little touch to evade the defense. Catherine Wamwell with it. Cross collected, and as we were just talking about, the goalkeeper for Bonner Springs Rivers not quite paying attention, and And it looks like there was going to be a foul called there. Again, the forward, basically when the goalkeeper has it, they have to be given
space.
Similar to a fair catch in football. They have to get that hail. You can't interfere with the distribution. And again, that was obviously not intentional. But again, at the high school level, you're going to see a lot more. That rule's going to be called a lot more tightly than it is at the college or professional. And in that case, it was just a matter of, I think it was Thomas that was coming out and not sure what we have there, but okay. I mean, again, that's generally when the referee does that, that there's some chippiness going on, but I don't know that I've seen that so far. Nice pass from Heather to Catherine, and Catherine finds the centering to Parrish, but not quite on the foot, and cut off by Bonner. Romero, nice nutmeg, and nice touch there, and
you looking for this?
Catherine Wamwell. Say as we see if our Easy Relic is working. That is a Easy Relic play. Text THS to 816-406-0051. Again, nice work there by Romero, showing off the foot skills to get that ball under control and under the feet of Fickler, collecting the ball easily there. That goes. A little miscommunication there between Carpenter and Wamwell. Wamwell was checking back. Carpenter didn't necessarily see her there, and subs for both sides as Bonner rotates one, and throw in there, played out by Wamwell, and Heather, nice touch, moves forward, finds the ball, finds a nice through ball. Thomas giving chase. Ball's played back to Rivers, cleared out. Barnes able to track that down and sends it forward to Catherine Wamwell, and Romero sends it forward, but Bonner defense noticed the static attack there from Catherine Wamwell and took that half step up to draw the offside. 19 minutes left here in the second half. Barnes with a nice cut back to take it out of danger. Plays back to Fisher. Fisher to Romero. Romero to Heather Wamwell. Up forward to Catherine, and touch there to see if Thomas can give chase on that. And ball's played all the way back to Rivers, and Thomas backs off and before getting urged on by her teammates. Ashton Barnes collects the clearance in midfield. Play back, Romero, ball to feet, but turns it over in the midfield. Sanchez trying to play the ball forward for Bonner Springs, but out for a throw in. Hammerbacher looking at her options. Wamwell has it, turns it over for a second, but not able to keep control, but falls back to the feet of the Chieftains. Barnes with it now. Sends it central. Taylor forced to play. Thomas giving chase. And Romero not able to get to it, but the ball rolls out for a Chieftains throw in here. One of the things, we talked about the subs, and definitely the deeper bench for Tongi is helpful. As you can see, Bonner Springs kind of, definitely getting tired. Tongi definitely taking advantage of that now as Ashton Barnes finds Catherine Womwell. Nice cut back through the defense. Crosses into the middle. Oh. Thomas with it. Shot from, trying to see who that was on the far side. Grace Slaybaugh with the shot there, saved by Rivers. Yeah, as the game goes on, you can see the Chieftains having a lot more chances as Bonner Springs tires. Barnes giving chase. Reagan Seba, good work to step in front of and turn around Mellett. Able to get the ball out into the sideline, but unfortunately Slaybaugh not able to get a touch on it, keep it from going in touch. Knapp will throw it into Klein. Romero plays that off of a sliding Knapp for a Chieftains throw in. And as if on cue, as I mentioned, the Chieftains go to their bench for a couple of substitutions. Lana Kirikosian, one of the two Chieftains checking into the back line. Catherine Womwell pressuring the midfield, but Bonner able to step forward and get through. Thomas not able to get a clean collect on the ball, but shadows it forward. Taylor carrying the ball up the left sideline before being forced out. Chieftains with the throw. Ball played forward. Thomas giving chase, and on Catherine Womwell forcing Bonner to continue swinging the ball low across the center. Thomas not able to get a foot on that, and Graham with it. Sends forward. Great work by Abby Fisher to temporarily block that, but ball squirts forward to Bonner, and great work there by Fickler to collect that shot. Not an easy save to make as she was tracking to her left, and ball was low, but able to kind of get the gloves down, roll it up into the bread basket. Chieftains with another throw in here. See, we're getting a brief chat with the coaching staff as Julia Peretz checks back in. And throwing forward, but not to the foot of a Chieftain. And
there you go.
Now Catherine Womwell with it, sticks her foot in strong. Dribbles out around Taylor.
Get in there.
And Womwell. I was going to say, I thought that the ball was off the hands of Rivers, but the assistant referee goes parallel for a goal kick. So, again, great work there by Tongi. Again, it's really interesting to see how the tempo of the game is changing as Tongi is able to kind of take advantage of the lack of depth from Bonner. Again, Bonner certainly the more talented of the two teams on balance, but with only one sub, again, it's a lot of running out there, and
And how many times have we seen that this 2020-2021 school year where Tongi had the advantage as far as depth on the bench?
Absolutely. It's I'm not going to lie. It's not as often as I think I would have liked, but certainly not. Again, thinking about was it Eudora that brought 3 deep on the basketball bench?
No one Eudora. It was might have been Olathe Northwest, or was it Topeka Hayden?
No, that was one of them. There were a couple, but as ball played forward, Parrish giving chase, and Knapp able to
Gardner.
Gardner. Not able to shepherd the ball out off of Parrish for a throw, but ball played forward, and unfortunate touch from Parrish as it bounces off of her left foot and out. It looks like she's trying to let it run through and continue up the sideline, but just got the unfortunate touch there. And Barnes with Seba drops ball back. Played forward, but unfortunately to the feet of a Bonner Springs midfielder. Nice work by the assistant referee to casually stand in front of that and save the ball boy having to chuck that one over there. Fisher sends the ball into Geiger, back to the feet of Romero. Romero plays it forward. Chambers shepherding there, and Bonner's number 34 tumbles to the turf after the shot, goes wide and out for a goal kick. Fickler tosses it to Barnes for the goal kick. Barnes sends it forward, but only as far as the head of Gabrielle Klein for Bonner Springs. Then touchdown picks up the block there, and Fickler, my goodness, I would, if I didn't know better, I would swear that this is not the same goalkeeper that played the first half. Because that, again, that's one of those plays where it's very tough for a goalkeeper to wade into a crowd without experience and just play that. And she just said, nope, that's mine. And, again, didn't catch it textbook. Again, textbook is to catch it above your head. But, she had the command of the area, called, said it's hers, and just, Yeah,
talk about the tale of two halves, though, really.
Absolutely. Knapp with the throw for Bonner. Headed off and shielded out by Tongi for a goal kick. And feel bad for whoever is encountering Tongi's finest over on the far side behind the stop sign. Again, as the camera pans to midfield, you'll see the flashing lights and somebody with somebody's receiving a little love note from the police.
Tongi's finest. That's definitely one way to put it.
Barnes' goal kick. Played forward, but not able to find the foot of Romero. And again, calm cool and collected there. Not the cleanest save, but again, not.
It's better than letting it roll to the back of the net.
Great work there by Young, and being aware of it and finding it immediately. And and there you go. That's the confidence that.
Yeah, bravo.
That's Fickler there. Now, again, textbook. You dive, you put your hands on that and save it. But again, if you're not a fully converted goalkeeper, you haven't lost all of your brain cells. No, I'm kidding. Ball played forward. Thomas giving chase, pressuring, and played all the way back to Rivers. Cleared out, but Heather Wamwell collects and tries to turn and send it upfield. Ball's out for a Chieftains throw. Reagan Seba with it. Directing traffic a little bit, looking for options, and ball falls to the feet of Thomas. Barnes to Seba, back to Barnes. Lets it roll through to Romero. Romero with a nice cutback, looking for options. Catherine Wamwell trying to turn upfield, but not able to get right foot all the way around it. Ball play forward off the knee of Ali Albert. Out for a Bonner throw. '75th minute here in Tonganoxie. Jenna Knight with it now. Great teamwork there from Megan Heskett and Ashton Barnes. Doing exactly what they're supposed to do there as the defender, Megan Heskett with as the first defender, the pressure. Barnes providing cover, pushing out and forcing Knight out way to her right, and a lot of good things for Coach Barnes to take away with the squad. Parrish giving chase and able to win the ball back. Played forward. Thomas almost cuts off the pass there. Just a little bit too fast, not able to stick a foot out. Barnes coming back and called off there, and Johnson with it. Ball at the foot of Parrish, and Graham's able to dribble around, and Graham whistled for the foul as she and Reagan Seba get tangled up on their far side, and referee stops play to go over and talk to the Tongi bench, and caution.
Yeah.
Looks like Coach Barnes, or not, I'm not sure if that's Coach Barnes or assistant coach, but picked up a caution for something. Not entirely sure what, but
at least they got off with a warning, unlike our
like our friend there, as he's been sitting there for the past 10 minutes, and
I saw my chance and I took it.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was good when ball played forward through Thomas, giving chase. Heather Wamwell to it, dribbles through pair of defenders, cuts back, goal! Chieftains!
What a sequence. Is that an easy relic worthy?
That's 100% easy relic worthy. Folks, make sure you text THS to 816-406-0051. Get your highlight reel. Apologies if your speakers blow out on that. But, again, great work there by Heather Wamwell. Want to give an assist to Thomas, but I can't because Wamwell did all the hard work. But, again, Thomas created that by, getting into space, into position, putting the work there, and then just a beautiful cutback.
I think we got
absolutely stunning cutback by Wamwell to put that one in there.
I think we got a whole new ball game here as we're just now under 3 minutes.
I'll say, 77th minute. Oh, no! God. That would be an easy relic highlight, but we'll have to clip it out on our own after the fact. But because your request has been received, however, our system health checks indicate this field may be down for the count. That's right. That's all right. We are recording, so we are going to get that clipped, and we'll share it out to social media. But that, again, that was just great work there by Heather Wamwell to put that ball in the back of the net. Again, finding, keeping the nose for the ball against a very tired Bonner Springs defense, and Sanchez with the plays ball back to midfield, but turned over. Tongi looking for a counterattack. Barnes sends the ball forward. Thomas, again, right place, right time, gets a foot on it and plays it forward to Catherine Wamwell. Cuts it back, lays it right patch, just not quite in the not quite good lead for Riley Thomas. Bonner coming on the counterattack here. Megan Heskett shadowing, fights through the screen, and Romero finds the defense, gets the ball back. Calls for it, looks, it's a little bit too fancy there, trying to get around Graham, but Chieftains hang on to it. Reagan Seba with it, loses a shin guard there. Play on.
Now at the 1 minute mark here.
See if the Chieftains can mount a counterattack there. And we're going to have a stoppage.
Oh, let them play.
A stoppage there as we have a collision, and the official very quickly beckoned on the trainer, but the training then just as quickly Graham popped back up. And Barnes gets a drop ball. Sends it forward. Cleared partway out by Bonner Springs, but Chieftains still on it. Romero giving chase with Chambers. 30 seconds. Ball played forward. Chieftains pressuring Romero. Not able to pick up the ball. Taylor finds Graham. And great work by Chambers coming back. Advantage is played. Barnes looking forward, finds her. No! Assistant referee screwed that call bad.
He called offside?
He called offside. That was absolutely.
I rarely know soccer, and I know that was offside. Oh, my goodness.
And that's the final whistle. Chieftains mount a second half comeback, but fall just short. Final score of tonight's contest, 3-2.
That's right up there with the basketball officials earning that pipe. Piper, you adore.
Not quite that.
Well, I don't know.
Close. It was certainly a call. But anyway, we will talk more about that and hand out our player of the game as soon as we get the salute from the Tongi squad. We'll be back for the SNS Body Shop postgame show right after this. You're watching Chieftains Soccer on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to SNS Body Shop in Tonganoxie. SNS has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and more. Plus, they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
To be successful on the field or the court, you need a quality team. To be successful in the real estate game, you need the team at White Birch Properties Realty Executives in Tonganoxie. Amanda, Brianna, and Joanna make up this team of like-minded individuals with the goal of making the home buying and selling process enjoyable and stress-free. The team at White Birch Properties is in it to win it. Stop by and put together your game plan at 1203 State Avenue, Suite B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-417-1007.
Tonight's postgame show is brought to you by SNS Body Shop. Since 1972, SNS Body Shop has been the place to go in Tonganoxie for auto body and repair work. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193. And we'll eventually get back to our postgame. It does not say overtime, not say overtime. There we go. All right. Tonganoxie put on one heck of a comeback in the second half and fell just short with, it's amazing to see the heart and the passion that these ladies played with, and you hate to see it not pay off on the score sheet, but in the standings. But again, when you break a score, you've gone 5 games without scoring a goal, and knock in 2 in the second half and come that close to winning. That's moral victories, or they suck, but they're still there. But this is definitely a good performance from Tonganoxie, and
yeah, for sure.
And again, I know it's hard to. It doesn't make a lot of sense to give the SNS Body postgame or the SNS Body Player of the Game award to who I'm going to give it to based on the scoreline, but Danica Fickler.
She deserves it.
Absolutely. She, again, shook off a couple of, rough goals in the first half. The first, the free kick going over, Hedge kind of missed timing your jump. And the second one just off the tip of her fingers. And for somebody who doesn't necessarily play goalkeeper all the time, I'm not saying she's, not drafted by any means. You have to be aggressive enough to play that. She shook it off at halftime and showed a lot of courage, a lot of poise, making a couple of great diving tackles, one-on-ones, stops down here, and a couple of really good positional saves. You can go back to that one where the ball was, played up, and in a crowd of, not only her defenders but Bonner Springs attackers, to go into that and just own that area and collect that ball. It's, it was like seeing a two different goalkeepers. I mentioned in the broadcast. It was just amazing to see her performance and her resolve to make that second half happen.
And definitely, and it did seem like two different goalkeepers, but I think it also kind of sparked the momentum for the rest of the team, because you saw her start gaining her confidence, and all of a sudden the rest of the team started gaining their confidence, and they just got better and better. And like you said many times, they started using the stamina of the Braves to their advantage of only having that one sub compared to Tongi running constant subs throughout that whole second half. And they got really close, and they might have had a really good shot to maybe tie the game up at 3-piece there at the end, but the official made the call, and it is what it is.
Now, in fairness, it was going to be really close, because again, final seconds were ticking down. But yeah, it was great. Again, give Tongi another 5 minutes, and this is a tie ball game. We're going to overtime. But
sure.
Again, great work by Tongi to kind of gut that out and come back, and hopefully they can take that for the rest of the season. Moving forward, and like I said, I know we've got one more game on our schedule in a couple of weeks. We'll be back here again. I'm super excited to come back and call this game again, see how that team has improved. Obviously, we talked a lot about Ashton Barnes and Eva Romero, again, showing a lot of talent on that team. But Reagan Seba and Chrissy Chambers and Julia Parrish, a lot of players that were doing hard work and kind of filling in a little bit more once the game they felt more into the game, and once things kind of get again, there's nothing but upside for the squad.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be great. That next soccer matchup, like you said, it is Thursday, May 6th, so mark it in your calendar. 6:15 start here at Tonganoxie against Baldwin. Should be a great game.
Absolutely. And I said until then,
nope. And then next time we are on air for Tongi Sports Live, we'll be covering a softball doubleheader on Tuesday, April 20th. So next Tuesday at the fairgrounds against these Bonner Springs Braves.
Awesome. Well, as Dylan, it's great to be back in the booth with you.
Even
if it's only for just a couple games this spring. As I've said, it's been great getting to know this town and the community, and loving it, and looking forward to next year. Whatever happens, whether I'm here or somewhere else, looking forward to that. And anyway, thank you all for joining us, and make sure you're back with us next Tuesday as we are out at the fairgrounds. For the entire Harris Media Services crew, John Roshkolb, for Dylan Funk, signing off from Tonganoxie Sports Live, saying, "Go Chieftains!"
Go Chieftains!
You've been watching Tonganoxie High School Athletics on your new home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Learn more at kansasins.com. Also by Brothers Market, Community National Bank, Midwest Chiropractic Center, S&S Auto Body, The White Birch Agency Realty Executives, Physical Therapy Solutions, First State Bank and Trust, the Tonganoxie Recreation Commission, and Wizard of Paws. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live.